Hello, my dear student. This is the second part of your file handling. Basically, this video is prepared to help class 11th and 12th student who opt computer science and informatic practices as their elective subject. In our previous video, we will learn how we can able to write data into our text file. This is the first program that are discussed in your part 1 video. Here in this video we can create a file object f using open function. Open function accept two argument. First argument is d colon double slash kvs.txt and second argument is w. First argument d colon specify the location and kvs.txt is the name of file that is open in your write mode. W is the file mode that file is opened in your writing purpose only. When you create file object, you may call a write function with the help of file object f.write and the message you can pass in your write function. The message that you can pass your write function may be written in your file kvs.txt. And where is kvs.txt exists in your uh, system? It may exist in the D drive location. You may check it in your system when you run this as your program. Now you can see the output contains a single line because you can never include delimiter slash n. If you include delimiter slash n in this program, then it may write all the data in different lines. Now for example, see the next program. Here in our next program we can include separate delimiter slash n in our program. When slash n is included in a write function, then the result that are going to generate have three different lines as you can pass in the write function. Rest the things are same, such as open function contains kvs.txt in a writing mode only, and f is the file object, and using f file object you may call write function and pass the message that are going to be stored in your file. When you include slash n, then the message are saved in a separate line because slash n is the default line delimiter. Hence, when it occurred, your file pointer is moved to the next line, and where current file pointer occurs, reading and writing may be performed at that place only. Here file is open in the writing mode only, hence you can write data in that particular location or position. In a second line, when slash n occurred, your file pointer also moved to the third line, and after that writing into a text file message is printed. Now move to the next program. Here we can able to read data from our text file. For reading data from our text file, you can pass file of you can pass kvs.txt as an argument and r as a read mode in an open function. When you create a file object, f is the file object and open is the method to open kvs.txt file at D drive location, and r is the file mode. R tells you that file is open in the read mode only. When you pass file mode r, then writing task cannot be performed in your file. Data is the reference for f.read. Check it that read function does not have any argument, no argument, no argument. Means when you call the read function without argument, then it will read entire file. It may read entire file, and the data is the reference of that entire file. When you print that data, then entire file may be printed in your screen. See here, this is the output produced when you run this program code in your IDLE. Now move to the next program. When you want to read only specific characters from your text file, you may include the same program and pass only 10 as a number of characters. Open function accept two argument, file name and file mode. If you omit file mode, then by default file mode is read is accepted as an argument in the open function. File object f is created, and using file object f you may read f.read and pass 10. 10 means 10 character as read from your current file pointer. If you open your file, then you are at the beginning of file, and from starting position you may read 10 characters. After that, after reading 10 characters, you may again call f.read 10, then it will again read 10 characters, and next 10 character is from 11th position, because up to 10th character you may already read it in your first f.read 10 function. Now move to our next program. Here are some definition regarding reading from a file. We have used read function, read function, read line, and read lines function. When you can read data from a file using read function, and when you does not pass any argument in a read function, then it will read entire data from a file. It start reading from the cursor up to the end of the file. When you pass some argument in a read function, then it will read an character from the file starting from the cursor. If the file holds fewer than n characters, then it will read till the end of the file. If the size of the if the file size is missing or has a negative value, then entire file is read. Next is the read line function. Read line function is used to read data from line by line. To read only one line from a file, start reading from the cursor up to and including the end of line character. /n is a default delimiter that end the file, and you may read data up to that delimiter /n. Next is the read line function. Read lines function to read all lines from a file. Read all lines from a file, and it will start reading from the cursor up to the end of the file and returns a list of strings separated by new line characters /n. You may notice underline statement. It is important because it is returning a list of string. This is most important. You may remember it. Now check it as an example. Here here negative argument, when negative value is passed then entire file is read as a result. If you does not pass any argument, then also entire file is read as a result. When you want to read file from line by line, then you can use read line function. When you use read line function, then you can read one complete line, and the line delimiters less n occurred, you may stop up to that delimiter, you may read. And here data 1 is the reference for first read line. When first read line and slash n occurred, you may read complete one line, and your file pointer is moved to the next line. When you again call f dot read line, and reference of second f dot read line is data 2, then your file pointer is at the second line. Then you may read second complete line up to the delimiter, and after that delimiter you may your file pointer is moved to the third line. Hence, when you again call f dot read line at third time, and reference is data 3, then data 3 have a reference of third line, and it may read third complete line up to the delimiter. Print D3, it will print line 3, and data read successfully. Message is printed when your program is going to end, because and this is the second last statement. When you want to read entire file line by line, then you may use read line function is used to return data in a form of string. Check here that it is an starting string, and here is the ending string, and here is the delimiter 1, delimiter 2, and delimiter 3. In our program there are 3 lines, and all the 3 lines have a delimiter. Delimiter is used to separate one complete line. Check it, single quotes here, single quotes here, second single quotes here, single quotes here, third here, third here. Means all the lines have a single quotes and separated by delimiter slash n, and all complete lines are included in a list. Now we are reading entire file using read line method with the help of loops. Read the file line by line from a text file, line by line. F is equal to open kvs.txt and file read mode f, data is equal to f dot read line. Here we are using read line function. It may read only one line, and reference is data. Data is the reference for line in data. Line is a variable, and it will refer data where your first line is read. Print line, here end is equal to single quotes is applied, single quotes, end is equal to single quotes is applied, then all the characters are printed in a single line that are in a form of row. Check here in your output, we are a student of class 12th, only one line is printed. After reading, data read successfully is printed, as your result. So here student, this chapter include how we can able to read and how we can able to write data in a text file. In our next video we can able to create binary file, how we can create binary file, how we can read binary file, how we can write data from a binary file. Till good night student, wait for our next video. Basically this video is prepared to 12th class student who are going to appear in your board classes for their quick revision. If you prefer that video, you may comment it on the video so that I may also improve it for future reference.